Listen carefully. Look into my eyes, or at least this picture. Anyway, for lots to find. There's many actors. They're here on this stage that we call life. 'Twas a dark night indeed, an outline of wounded warriors on my rooftop. The wounded warrior, the angry man, with a stack to protect them, but many different enemies hiding behind the clouds. Peaceful doves not seeing it coming, the pointing of fingers, and two wrestling, while one lays back watching, and the other, the maiden with a headscarf spying on the finger pointing, finger at the distorted old man. As the nun prays, look up. As bats fly in tandem, birds a-prayin', Marilyn's at the top at fault, since the first lady, the masculine, must take a nap. Ted Bear is all tied up, and Scarecrow is scarred, but sacred and looking up. The Indian shaman looks in from above, with King Tut and the hat of the gods. Humpty Dumpty looking left and down, while two bats dance, and Charlie Chaplin cuts in at the left, top sideways, as twins get serious and pinned. Jesus and John powwow with Batman and Mary Mag, as distorted man is showing his teeth top down. Multiple hands together, holding a little one's hand, or man in distress holding his head. The soldier boy or nutcracker guard, the queen with her hat, with ostrich in her face, right. With dark thinking man left, with a long right arm, and with a big beehive to feed, his beast, perhaps Pooh, an ancient Eeyore. Bats right. The angry man at lady, he's scowling mid-top to left. Bat with ether shadow low right, or man is not scowling, but with mustache and beard, and loving eyes on her. Serious with bat friend's help, or perhaps batshit help, to woo the girl, he kisses her hand with butterflies, but serious in intent and longing in his eyes. She pulls close, or lays little one to rest between them, laying down to sleep, or eating a carrot, tapping cigar or cigarette, as multiple faces blur together. The little tree person left reaches out for help to bridge. She fixes his tie as they fade away, as sugar plum fairies dance in the head of the tree. And right side fairy climbs up. Adults still talking in the background, unsure. Diamonds forever, but light is bonding. Man on safari with gun and two dark ones escorting them in the tree. Also looking right, a soldier or Asian woman drinking tea, or holding her sinuses, or praying, please. As in the white space, other beings check in on them. And then a child in a hat who says, I do like that hat, up from the top of the tree, and little one on the right mimicking them. And then the child with a big rock, the weight of the world, while the tiny one on the right falls flat on their face and must pace themselves. As the man kisses her shoulder, and Uncle Sam wants you. At the top of it all, a loving embrace. The kissing fades out, and the tree with a close-up moment. I was just getting the Washington Monument. She lay on the trunk in dismay. Perhaps she's writing something, etched in the trunk, or planting something there. Now he and his cat call downstairs, but no response to these first responders. So they have to leave. One is military, or one with Asian farmer's hat, or one in spacesuit, and or multiple young ones and women trying to get out, climbing over the wall. Down below, she looks asleep, and the two men are blowing on her or poking her with a stick, sticking something down in the tree, or free-falling group at the top holding hands, while one big arm pulls the whole group up and out of there. Then they're all lined up, exhausted on my roof, as very strong etheric energy is seen watching over the planet we can hardly see in the sky, as a cable suddenly unravels in a butterfly motion about to snap. When the cardinal arrives, intact, yes, they're all that, and attention stage right. Then the cat-like white being gives them the finger, as dark climber hugs the mountain close, as hearts lay pure along the land, as Santa's been hiding and disguised as Kris Kringle the engineer, or Sam the snowman narrator, who morphs into Chuckly or drunken soldier, or a wedding cake with bride and groom, or doctor taking call, Peter and Wendy and Tinkerbell, and Piglet or baby Eeyore, Bugs too, as two bears look in from left, or one mug and the other hostage, the husband bear is muzzling his wife. The white-haired doctor or scientist peeks in the door from the right, the leaning tower of Pisa all lit up in the Nutcracker suite, as all good little bears go to heaven, and all good little bears' wives and mothers get to go to sleep. It's a trap. There's a bear claw trap ready to snap. Another word like cable, and a man with a belt and goggles, stage right, profiling, the scarecrow, the one on the ground with the troops, looking toward the bear mug, trying to scare him away to leave her alone. Back to Sam, the narrator, who's in hot water himself too. That man with goggles has designs on him for his project. Or is that an old woman who lived in a shoe? And of course, the two dark soldier horses who have been listening the whole time. Perhaps they're Russian, wearing those fuzzy hats, you know, or rushing in white hats back to the tree. She's not actually a woman at all, but a masked man in white digging something up, as one of those lost toys from Misfit sees the whole thing. He has a white cape too, and a nun's habit, and the mask is actually just a huge mustache under his nose. And as he digs into his bag of tricks, a ghost terrier appears on the star side of the tree or theater, and the man has a Muppet lady sitting on his shoulders, and the misfit has another misfit on his, and a whole bunch of backup behind him willing to sing if needed. Actually, they're all totems. Oh my God, the misfits are topped by the letter E, or maybe it's F, and the man with the Muppet lady sitting on him has the whole chain gang on them and the court and the count. Rapunzel, I'm going to count to 3. Let down your hair. Okay, so I'll count to 6. Please let down your hair. Jesus, Dorothy, for flippin' flyin' monkey socky. Okay, I'll count to 9. But just so you know, there are some robed characters from Harry Potter and Robin Hood. Oh, what a mess on her back. So, Rapunzel, let down your hair. For Christ's sake, it's the Augie of the Aquarius, and wild and unruly hair is very in sync. But at the top of the ghostly terrier are a whole bunch of sweet little angels, topped off with an angry mob coming over the hill. You know which one. The one that Jack built and Jill caused to come tumbling down. And on the outside of the right tree seems to be pure white butterfly, but there's a hand that reaches out beneath it with algae and moss and growth, what lies beneath. An arm with a badge wrapped around the bicep of a uniform and a man or two clinging for dear life to the tree, as 3 pips break out in song, or is that Harry? Or Rapunzel in a lap dance in Bowie's court? When the jester stole his thorny crown, the dark ones came to collect their dues. I love New York. The shadow puppets take the show on the road. The dark controllers surrounding Christmas tree land, threatening the man who owns the land in a roundup of dogs they've been betting on. At a stalemate. Huh? I thought we were the bad guys, and you were the annoying ones. But now you are the bad guy, and I am the lonely one. In the shadow of the valley, or the valet, the ladies all whisper, leaving one hung out to dry. Is that Buzz Lightyear or Buzzkill? Ah, or Goodyear tires. The treetop monkeys all aspire to tire. The day the music died. And as Mother Mary comforts the widowed princess bride, a frosty type character hovers above to make sure they don't melt like he does so often. And Yoko prays for the child left behind, and the men stacked up ready to take all her money, all her stock on the side tied up in honey. An avalanche comes, an Ava launch perhaps, and it's all about nothing and everything now running and cold. But alas, after all, Mary Tyler had Liv and all that jazz, making it, faking it, and finally breaking the ice. For after the snow and Auld Lang Syne and that wild thing, Aquarius, in the spring, death becomes her, the rose. At 5:02, which is the Queen of Swords with space between, or the Hierophant and the High Priestess, free and easy.